Good afternoon. This is Daily Common Core Review 7-3 Homework Help on Thursday. Question number 1. Miss Sheffield's class library has many different kinds of books. She has a total of 122 books, including 57 books about science, and there are 23 more books about different countries, and there are books about sports. How many sports books are there? You can use cubes to act out the problem. I don't think we'll need cubes. All right, so here's what I've done. I drew a diagram to show me that I've got 122 total books, and 57 of them were science, and that leaves us with 65 other books. And the way that I figured out that there were 65 other books is I did 122 and I subtracted the science books away, and it gave me 65. Alright, so I've got this number 65, and then it says that there are 23 more books about different countries. So I did 65 minus 23, and that gave me 42. Alright, so what I'm going to do, this 23, that belongs to the countries. Okay, so now we're going to take this 42 and we're going to divide it in half, because half of those are going to be sports books and half of those are going to be books about different countries. Okay, so if you do 42 divided by 2, 2 goes into 4 2 times, and 2 goes into 2 1 time. 1 times 2 is 2. No remainder. Okay, so that tells me that there are 21 books about sports here, and then 21 plus 23 is 44 books from other countries. Now the question says, how many sports books are there? So your answer is going to be 21D. Definitely a multi-step problem there. Number 2, which of these numbers falls between these two decimals here? So here's my advice to you. Line these up and figure out. Look at your ones place, then your tenths, then your hundredths, and then your thousandths to figure out which number falls between those two. You guys can do that on your own. Question number 3. Molly bought 4.23 meters of pink ribbon, 8.56 meters of orange ribbon to make a costume. How much did she buy in all? So what are you going to do to solve that? You're going to line those two numbers up according to decimals and add them. And I'll let you do that one on your own. Next question, question number 4. Estimate the product 16.1 times 42.98. So this is a review of yesterday's lesson. So you're probably going to want to round 16.1 to 16. Or I'm sorry, this isn't a review of yesterday's lesson because yesterday we were dividing and today we're multiplying, but we are still estimating here. So, and then 42.98, I'm going to use, I'd like to work with just whole numbers. So I think I'm going to take this 98 and it's going to round this 42 to 43. So I want you guys to do 16 times 43 for me. All right, and then question number 5. Question number 5. For science class, Sammy is using the length of his stride to measure the length of the field outside the school. He finds that the field is 157 strides long. So that means that he's running and stretching his legs out as far as he can. And he's counting how many times, basically like how many steps he's taking or between or around the school. His stride, when he stretches his legs out when he's running, is 1.4 meters long. Use compatible numbers to find about how many meters long the field is. So 157 is going to round to 160. And then 1.4, let's just round that. You can keep it at 1.4 or you can round it to 1.5. I'm going to round it to 1.5. And they want us to multiply that out because his stride, he finds that the field is 157 strides long. And if he's going around the field, so we're going to multiply it by 1.5. And remember, guys, when you multiply, you don't line up decimals. You're going to multiply it normal and then count how many digits are behind your decimal. And that's how many will be behind the decimal in your answer. Okay? Alright, so hopefully you've got enough to help you answer these questions. I want to go back up here to number 4 for just a second. Another option for 43 is that you could be rounding 42.98. You could round it to 40 if you wanted to, and you could round 16 to 20 if you wanted to. And then you really could do that in your head. So maybe this would be the better option, because when we estimate, we want to be able to do it mentally. So either one of those will work. Remember, when it says estimate, that sometimes we might come up with different answers, but as long as we can explain it and support it, then we've got the right answer. I hope this helps, and make sure you get your homework done. Make sure you have your name on it, and make sure you bring it back to school tomorrow.